Here's your revision question on online retailing, but this time it's not so much what is online retailing, this one is about the benefits of online retailing. Most of the exam will actually start with scenarios and then you'll get a few questions per scenario. So here's your one from the 2016 paper. Woody Toys is located in a small rural town. It is owned and operated by Teddy Pinetree, who designs and makes a range of high-quality wooden toys such as aeroplanes, boats, animals and puzzles. However, the shop has become run down and the toys are poorly displayed. Woody Toys has loyal and regular customers, but sales have declined by 20% during the last 3 years. Teddy has therefore decided to close the shop and sell his products through a new Woody Toys website. He hopes this will increase sales and profits. So your question: in order to increase sales, Teddy Pinetree has decided to close the shop and sell his products through the new website. Discuss how the new website might help Woody Toys, that's the name of his company, to increase sales. So the question is asking specifically about how the new website is going to increase sales. Those are the two areas we need to focus on. So as we're looking at the structure of how to respond to this exam question, then here's the little help coming from the exam on how it's marked. And there are 4 points, as you can see. The second line, we're looking at 2 marks for a basic answer, 1 or 2 suggestions. So that middle line says if you just state something it can do, it can increase sales, you don't take it any further, then that's where you can only get the maximum of 2 marks, that you only can get the maximum of 50%. What we need to do is go to the third line. Now here it states that you can get to a maximum of a further 2 marks if you develop that thought further. So if we stick with that example about it can increase sales, you've got to explain how and why it can increase sales compared to his current situation where he has got a shop that's not doing too well. So a handy tip will be to remind you where to start revising. So here's a snip. It is the lesson 2 from Learning Objective 1.1, and you can see the URL, the link for the bottom of it is down there in blue, and this is what the lesson looks like. Right, so you might have a basic idea of the statements, which are the first couple of points, but in order to help you develop them, then I'm not going to just leave you with the title of the lesson. You'll find here, this is the page to start off with. If you have a reader here, that will help you revise, and it will give you some ideas of how to develop your statements. And if you look through some of the text on here, it can show you what having an online outlet actually does to support the business, because if you look at some of the starters in the middle, it talks about convenience for the customers, it talks about having a wider range of products. All these things are starters, so I'm not going to go through all of them, it's about you doing your revision. Then this page is clearly going to help you take those developments from those earlier statements. Well, let's look at the building blocks of how we put the response together for this question. First of all, then we need to identify the basic answers, and as you can see, we're looking at that as our first building block. And this isn't a test, so here is a sample of some of the basic answers that you can use, and you need to look at, we'll go with 2 suggestions, okay? Now this is a discuss question, so we need to make sure that we go beyond the basic answer. We now need to look at how we develop these answers. The magic ingredient to developing these answers are making sure that we use the high value connectives. So back again is one of the slides from the online lesson, but this is to show you how it can help. Now make no bones about it, this is just a starter, there's more detail in the lesson. And how it would work is this, that if we took, say, the statement convenience for the customer use, now that's not a sentence relevant to use in the Teddy Pinetree response, it's a bullet point for you to turn into a proper sentence. And what we would say is, in that third paragraph down, is the moving to a new website would show the customers it's far more convenient because they don't have to visit a physical store, and they are more likely to feel more comfortable purchasing from Teddy's new website, and they might end up buying more expensive items or coming back buying second or third items, becoming existing repeat customers with more purchases. Any of these statements can now be developed by you into the final 2 points. So if we took at, say, the bottom one, we're looking at allowing Teddy more time to manufacture. The fact that he's not staffing the shop, he can spend time developing the products, which is possibly what he likes, which is why the shop went into a bit of neglect. So you've got a second idea now as well. We've got target marketing. Now that is because if you look online and people sign up to it or ask for newsletters, then you're sharing and receiving customer data that Teddy could use again for future developments. All these things. Now, the suggestions I've given you by no means are the best sentences in the world. These are discussions, and let's not forget the first one actually grouped in the convenience and retaining customers as well. So this is about you putting together your choice of statements and see how you can extend them, because you need to also use those fantastic high value connectives. Your job now is to put all these steps in place, starting with the green block, identifying the basic answers, and using the tips in front of you, and making sure that you develop the answers so that you can aim for the 4 points. So definitely extended sentences. Right, well done. You've completed your an exam question on Learning Objective 1.1, which is retail types, and hopefully you have used the building blocks for success. There you go, there they are. The silver ones at the top are because we've come to a conclusion. At the moment, for a discuss question, we don't need them, but it looks good to have silver, so we'll have them here.